This is the Live Well and Thrive podcast, hosted by Michael Torchia, health and wellness expert. It's time to shape up, America.
Hi, this is Mike Torchia, and welcome to Live Well and Thrive. I have a special array of great guests today. You're going to love it. Got Robbie Robinson, Mr. America, Mr. World, Mr. Universe, Master Mr. Olympia, and a true warrior in the sport of bodybuilding. And Spassi, his business partner, is here to share some exciting news at the end. And my dear friend, Sebastian Siegel. Of course, we know him years ago as a top fitness model, international model, but he's a philanthropist, he's a director, he's a writer, he's a filmmaker, an overall great guy. So welcome to the show.
Great to be here. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. So I know we wanted to kind of talk about when we first got to Gold Gym. Robbie, you remember how it was a brotherhood. People would go to lunch together and they train together. And today, how it's changed. You know, people just go on their way. They never say, hey, you're going to the firehouse, you're going to get a bite to eat. No, all that's changed. I remember I could walk up in the gym and Frank would say, come on, you want to do bench? And I'm like a 15-year-old kid, and I'm working in with Franco Colombo. You know, but today you walk into a gym, not just Gold's Gym, but that brotherhood is gone. Robbie, what do you think about that?
Don't get me started. Come on now. No, I think it's sad, really.
Yeah.
What I see in it is just like depreciation for the guy that really made the sport, like yourself, myself, all. They're still in there, but they're being shut down to a level where I think it just doesn't make bodybuilding look good. I think bodybuilding is a beautiful art. It's an art. And why shouldn't it be kept alive? Why shouldn't there be a person go into the gym and see all this? What I was thinking myself, you know, the guys that are still there that built the sport into what it is today. And I think the system is just trying to push it in the background as if it's, what is it, old school, new school. It's bodybuilding. And that's how it should be, and it should stay that way, not allow certain fractions to come in there and change the whole rhythm of the thing. Bodybuilding's a beautiful art. I'm telling you, it's one of the most incredible things that's ever happened to me in my life. Seriously. Coming from a background of Afro-American and coming there and during my days stuttering and being able to overcome all of that because I felt so, bodybuilding gave me this feeling where I could feel good about myself. Okay, hey, I've accomplished something. And today it's just like, Mr. America, who are these people, you know? I don't even know anybody anymore.
You know, what you're saying is so indicative of being in that space at that time. Like we met, you know, when I was a kid and I first moved to Los Angeles, and we met between Muscle Beach and Gold's Gym in Venice. And then I had nothing when I came here. One of the very first photo shoots I did was for your line.
Yeah.
And we went down to the beach.
Yeah.
And that was in the back of Iron Man magazine, and I was so excited about it. And then that you know when it came out, people were at the gym saying, "Hey man, I saw that shoot with you, Robbie."
Yeah. Recognize who you are. Yeah, exactly. I still get recognized like you wouldn't believe, but I'm talking about in the gym. It's just changed the whole atmosphere. It's changed.
You know, I remember the first time when you came out to Gold's Gym, Arnold was talking about you, and he was so amazed. He was awed.
Who?
By your physique, Arnold.
Arnold?
He was saying that you had no flaws. You had this most incredible physique, this teeny little waist, broad shoulders, just the muscle belly of your biceps, just the tie-ins. He said he is a natural champion.
Yeah.
And he trains hard, keeps to himself, you know, doesn't get into the chatter or the drama.
Yeah, I just never got into all
Yeah, he admired that about you. And he was telling me, a 15-year-old kid, how great you were. You know what I'm saying? So, and I've always admired you. And when I'd come in the gym, it would amplify my energy level.
Oh,
You inspired me. Even though you didn't say a word to me, you inspired me.
Yeah. Because I was into my work.
That's what I loved about it. You would train. You weren't into like, hey, what are you doing over the weekend? No, you were like this. You're training biceps, big biceps.
Focused. Right? Exactly. Yeah.
You know what you're saying, like when I was a kid and we were reading the magazines that you guys were both in when I was a boy, and everyone trained in sweatshirts and sweaters, and like you dressed warm and you trained hard, and then you'd take off the shirt to see your physique afterwards, or if you were training hot outside in the sun, you know? And so then that's how I grew up training, and to this day I wear 4 or 5 layers when I work out. Unless it's super hot, then I'll train with no shirt. But then like after I was on all the covers and I would come down to Gold's in Venice, and everyone's showing off, people training in this tiny shirts, and I'm like layered up. And there was a few times I was down there and talking with Robbie in between, and guys come up and they want a photo. I'm like, you know who that is? And they're like, who's that? I'm like, that's Robbie Robinson. And be like, no, because Robbie's covered up, same, and he looks the same right now. He's like shredded, jacked, like unbelievable. And I'd be like, that's Robbie Robinson. Be like, can I go up and ask him for a picture? I'm like, yeah, man, he's super cool. I'd be like, man, but he seems so mean. You know? No, he's just focused. He's focused. It's the same. And I learned that.
Nothing about mean or attitude. I was just focused on what I'm trying to get accomplished. And you can't do it on the phone, talking, gabbing for 40, 30 minutes, then go back and do your set. You can't be a muscle that way. It doesn't work.
So, Robbie, what do you think about these guys when they're sitting on a machine, and in between, they're texting, and they have people here that want to work in? Oh, I'm using the machine. Well, get off the machine. Well, you don't need to sit on the machine and text. But the obsession with the phones, don't you agree? It's like almost a sickness.
My thought on that is that they're distracted. That there's so many the phones and all these things. Even when you're on the bus, everybody's on their phone. Yeah. You see couples together, everybody's on there, and you're like, well, hi. I mean, do you really pay attention to each other? Come on now. I mean, it seems too much of a distraction. I don't even take my phone to the gym. I leave it at home.
I've never in my life taken my phone into the gym. Not one time. That's my time for myself. That's spiritual, soulful time to work and focus. And like you're saying, I want to be in it, and I don't want to be distracted. I want every cell of my body on this thing.
That's exactly.
And in between sets, it's stretching, it's drinking water, and it's maybe saying hello to someone. But
right back to my set. Exactly. I still do it the same way to this day.
Now, Robbie, you are always in fantastic shape.
If I took my clothes off right now, you'd be shocked.
Yeah. No, it's unbelievable. I've seen it. It's unbelievable.
But I love that feeling. It's exhilarating.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there talking. I'm breaking into a sweat.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's supposed to be about. What you're supposed to feel like. You walk in the gym and you see Arnold. It's like, wow, small figure. Oh, man. I'm sitting there watching these people do all these things, and I'm saying, that's what you have to do. You know? Today, everybody's not doing that. I mean, the change, I don't really think it magnifies bodybuilding. I think it kind of demagnifies it, the whole thing.
Well, the social media is the problem. These kids, these influencers, they have to set up a tripod in order to do the workout.
Exactly.
And how can you focus? I mean, if you look at their physiques, you can see why they don't look like
the same.
I mean, they always look the same.
They look the same. And to me, that's what makes it so sad. You see the guys in there putting in all that work. I think what hurt me the most was to see they're dropping like flies. Yeah. That's the part that gets me. You're talking about young men. I mean, you get to the competition and you die at the competition, something wrong. That's a bad omen in my books. I mean, it didn't happen with all of myself, Franco Colombo. All of us kind of just, our times will come and we pass on. But not where you're dropping dead from what you're doing in your body. It doesn't make sense.
Well, that's the biggest thing that I noticed is like years ago, if a bodybuilder passed, it was at a ripe old age. It wasn't because they're 32 years old.
Exactly.
And
today, they're dropping dead at 29, 30, 40. Back to back, and I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, that's not bodybuilding. Something's wrong.
As you're saying that too, I think about the spiritual practice, of being in the gym. It's kind of like in relationship to church or prayer or a practice like that, where so much of the prayer you do alone. And then you carry what's in your character from doing that alone out into the world. And I feel the same way about exercise, about fitness and bodybuilding. Like, I want to be in the gym. I don't want it all photographed. I don't want it all.
Don't want to be bothered.
There's a day or there's a time or there's a moment to celebrate that. Yeah. At the end and feeling that, and sharing that, like the beauty of the physique. Wow, I'm able to touch the world and transform myself. But I want to be in the gym. And you see these guys, so many guys and women now come out, they want to photograph and video every exercise, every workout, and it's like they're stealing, I feel, something from themselves to say, hey, I'm keeping this quiet integrity to this thing, and you always have carried
it's totally
that.
Focused.
When I see you in there, it's like always.
In my focus, Spassi and I talk about it all the time, but I just, I'm in there. Boom. Attitude, you can say an attitude, but I'm focused. You can say I'm mean. Nope, it's not mean. I'm in my set. I want to see, I'm seeing my image. I want to do what I'm going to accomplish. I can see it right there as a picture in my mind.
It's like when someone comes up to you, and you're in the middle of a hard, like I come off like 6 sets of 20 reps of deep squatting, and someone comes up, hey man, are you okay? No, man, it hurts.
Yeah, there you
I just
go. There
came
you
off
go.
my set.
That's
but
what
it's
I'm focusing on,
supposed
that
to
pain.
hurt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But Robbie, so like now that you're at a point in your life where you're not going for competitions and it's for yourself, how has your workouts changed?
Like a beast. That's how you have to do it. Age has got nothing to do with it.
So you're doing the
I
same
try to
type of
sponsor
training.
myself through the same thing. Hey, I'm into my sets, my basic exercises, my squats, my deadlifts. I do all of my chins, bench press, dumbbell presses, incline press. I still do the same basic exercises. Short, sweet, and quick. 45, 50 minutes on all the small muscle groups, 55, 60 minutes on the large muscle group. I'm in and out of there. I don't want to hear your complaints. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to sign you over afterward.
Now, what's your feeling about cardio?
About what?
Doing cardio.
You have to do a little bit of it. You have to throw in there 15, 20 minutes. Of it.
I can't believe he said that. I got to
There
do
you
that
go.
now.
See, you can't be in there for 45 minutes. If you're walking a treadmill for 45, you know what has happened to your adrenaline glands?
Yeah.
Forget it. By the time you get through, you're tired.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be tired afterwards. You should be, hey, exhilarated, up, ready to go to the next level. But today when I see the guy walking the treadmill for 45 minutes at 3.5, you're sweating. You're not really burning any body fat.
You're walking through the park.
1.2,
Like
1.5,
like David-
slow speed, up and down, elevation,
Yeah.
Okay? Close you get to the competition, 2 minutes up, 1 minute down. 2 minutes up, 1 minute down.
You split it up or you do it? How often do you do it?
Oh, I do it once in the morning, sometimes once in the especially if I'm having events. But basically what I do, I go to the stairs in Santa Monica, it's 189 steps. Up every step. To the top, turn around, go back, walk back down, do it again. It's 189 steps.
How many times do you do that?
Probably 3 times a week. Yeah, I take the bus and go up there and walk them stairs and come back down.
Hour? Half an hour?
Probably about a half an hour. Yeah.
And separate then, and you'll train the same day, though. You'll do weights the
Oh,
same
yeah,
day.
definitely,
it's separate,
definitely.
Split it up.
That's basically my warm-up the day before I do legs. So the legs are already pre-exhausted. 315-pound squat, 15, 20 reps, just like I did back in the old days.
You know, it's so great to hear Robbie express this. So great to hear you express this because I hear so many now, like with so many people have shows and they're talking about the science says this and the science says that. Well, what's Robbie Robinson doing? What's Mike Torchia doing? Like, what am I doing? Like, what's, you know, I mean, you're talking about all these scientists, you see a lot of people talking about what should be done, but they're not great reference points here for what's possible. When I ask you, I know I'm getting what really works, right?
Exactly.
Like, success leaves clues.
You got to squat. You have to.
Yeah.
Leg press, excuse my language, for girls. You can do them every now and then. You can do them every now and then, but you got to put that iron on your body. You got to get your body, upper back arch in that position, squat. Tom Platz broke me in on that. You have to squat. You have to.
Yeah.
He didn't squat all the time.
Man, he was a beautiful squatter, man.
Oh, yeah. Just nasty looking.
Bar bending with the plates dangling.
Yep.
What a
That-
high
hey.
watching him squat.
Yep. That's
And
what
he
you
had
got
those
to do.
magnificent calves.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Freak. Yeah.
You know? Oh, I used to watch Tom do donkeys for days. Toes in, toes, heels together, toes forward. 20 reps a set.
And you know, I don't see donkey calf raises.
What happened with it, people think it's not the right thing to do, or, you only do that, girls do that. No. Real men do donkeys.
You know, it's the only exercise I did for calves, really, my whole
That's
life.
it.
And I had great development. It was
Sit on your-
seeing out, toes in, toes out straight,
Yeah.
20, 20, 20,
When I
20,
go to
20.
goals,
That's
that's
it.
the only machine
That's
I
it.
use for
That's
calves.
it.
Is a donkey. I mean, I do tons of sets on that machine, and then I descending sets down for that final burn.
Oh, yeah.
But
Gotta
you
get
really
the burn.
feel it in your calves.
This is for this muscle from the heart. So you got to dog it. You can't play around with it. It's a small muscle group if you don't work it, but toes in, toes out, toes straight ahead kills it. 10,
Now, you
10,
know what
10,
I
30 reps
noticed?
a set.
You know what he's saying there too, the muscle for the heart, right? That
It's
it-
for this
it's
muscle from the
blood flow,
heart.
and that's why and it looks like the heart.
Yeah,
too,
so you
that
gotta work it.
It feeds the heart.
Yeah.
The lower the direct correlation between calf exercising and thigh exercising and reduced heart challenges, heart problems. Yeah.
So, Robert, what did you feel about Mike Mentzer's heavy duty? If intense, short amount of sets per body part. Did you ever try that workout, or that wasn't for you?
No, I admired Mike, what he was doing. Mike was my favorite competitor. And I still miss him sometimes. He's a good guy. I like Mike. But my whole thought on that was when he was trying to introduce that, the Weeders weren't going to let that come in there. It's not possible. They're not going to let that happen. And Mike got up to the point he competed in that Olympia competition, and they placed him 5th. That was the end of Mike, psychologically, because he was supposed to have been the next thing that comes in there. But they didn't allow that because you can't say, I built my body with, 3 reps. It's not possible.
Yeah.
You got to use the Weeder system. Nothing wrong with that. That system worked for me. It works for normal bodybuilders all over the world. So you got to go in there and do that workload, okay? I use it. I still practice sometimes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Using Michael's system. I do that.
Yeah.
Because it definitely does have especially if you're observing that negative. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
You got to get that negative. That makes it harder. So I emphasize that maybe 3 to 4 reps out of maybe 15 to 20 reps. I'll slow the whole movement down, take a little bit longer to get that down the parallel. Pause, push, and squeeze, real nice and slow. That's in the memory of Mike, because I saw exactly what he was doing. It worked. It has its place. Yeah, it worked.
I remember training a few summers with Mike and Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And the weight they'd be throwing down, man, I mean, they were powerful. So powerful.
Yeah.
And
because you're doing that, if you're doing that kind of an exercise, and especially working the positive and the negative part of a movement, it's dangerous. It's dog. You be a muscle. Don't let nobody fool you. And I still use it to this day. Yeah.
But, the only thing I did notice as years went by, because Mike was doing all that weighted abdominal, did you notice his waist got wider? He didn't have the waist like you, that taper. He had this thick, boxy physique.
Yeah.
Magnificent physique.
Yeah.
His obliques and his abs got so thick.
Yeah. But it was just because of the overuse of the heavy weight too often, too long, not shutting it down as you get closer to the competition. That's what my thought on it was. You can have the genetically small waistline, but then at the same time, if I was to change it, I got heavier into deadlifts. And I noticed a change too, okay? Because it definitely affects you right in there, okay? It does do that, yeah. So once I dropped the deadlifts and went back to hyper, it went back to that. Yeah. To this day, I look just like that now.
Now, how frequent do you train your abs? Your abs, how frequent do you train them? Every day?
4 days. I do 4 days on, 1 day off. Oh, yeah, killing it. I don't be playing around with it. Come on.
I mean, your waist is still the same, shredded,
Yeah.
narrow. It has never gotten wider.
Yeah.
I always admired that
No.
about you.
A lot of hanging leg raises. I do a lot of leg raises, line leg raises. I probably average about 150, 200 reps a day.
Mostly from the leg raise.
Regular leg
More
raise. That's what it is.
I think
yeah.
I picked that up from following you, from watching you.
Because you can do that vacuum and straighten your legs out. That just tones all of this. It's fascia. You got that chicken breast with all that fascia under it.
Yeah.
Same thing in your body. So if you can get that fascia to start, comes right down to it.
Do you remember in the beginning at Gold's Gym when it was on, I think it was Pacific, I would see Ed Giuliani and everybody else, Ken Keene, all of them, with the Roman chairs. Ed would do 1,000 reps at the end of his workout.
Yeah.
I mean, the burn was incredible.
Oh, yeah. Those were the days. That was like him and Chief.
Yeah.
The days.
Oh, man, it was fun those days.
And they always would do the abs before they work out. Yeah. Today, everybody, I'll get them tomorrow. Yeah. Then if you're doing that, the waist is it's definitely going to expand. But then I think if you keep it, the stronger you are here, the stronger you're all over.
Well,
That's
I prefer doing abs first because it's a great warm-up.
Yeah.
And
That's my
protects your
warm-up.
back, right?
Basically, yeah.
If I come in cold, I'll do leg raise until my body's warm.
Oh, yeah.
And then I feel tight here, especially if I'm
Exactly.
gonna
And then you
squat.
start to work out.
Then I feel like this.
But I love especially the hanging leg raises.
That's my favorite.
Because it opens up the spine.
Exactly. It opens up
And
everything.
You just feel
exactly.
right in here. You get
Exactly.
focus and the abs there,
Yeah.
you know. And I remember when I would go into competitions, and I was always winning best abs. And the AAU, when I was competing then, before the IFBB and any other NPC, they gave out body parts.
Body parts.
And they're great. And I remember it was the Teenage Mr. America. I won every single body part, including best poser. And I felt so proud of that. And then as the sport turned to the NPC, they got rid of that, and they did all these different classes, and then there was no overall winner. Remember? Then they brought it back again. I
It
mean,
changed the whole scope of everything, really. Again, I think it's one of the most beautiful arts. I mean, when you can take a weight, barbell, dumbbell, and the correct amount of food, calories, water, supplementation, and create a masterpiece, I think that's awesome.
And transform your body and transform your
You
life.
can transform it. This thing here, this whole 202 pounds of muscle, and you can transform it whatever you like. To me, that's amazing.
now as far as supplements, what did you feel were your mainstream of supplements you would take?
I think supplements play a huge role. Being a little bit secretive, but I have coming up with my own line of supplements. Boss and I are like working together to, as a matter of fact, I just received the first sample of it. They're going to mail it directly to my house, and my sauce are going to try it, I'm going to try it, and I'm going to send it to several people to let them try it. Because what I found out, I've never gotten into the supplement, protein powders, never. I didn't like it. Because the ones that I tried, I always ended up with a bloatness or gassiness or diarrhea, something like that. To me, I just got away from it. Glutamine, creatine, arginine, BCCAs, EFAs, that's about my limit.
You remember the old days Arnold used to tell everybody, desiccated liver tablets? Throw them down. When I was 15 years old, I was taking so many desiccated liver tablets. My iron level was so high.
Now I heard, oh yeah, fine.
Remember that?
Yeah.
But I just felt that watching you over the years, you're one of the one and only bodybuilders has maintained your condition, peak condition, all year round. It's amazing.
And the reason was because I wanted to be, I thought bodybuilding was about health. Being as healthy as you possibly, achieving a healthy level where you reminisce what you were doing. Bodybuilding, again, is an art. What you eat, you become what you eat. So I always specialize in making my food the most important thing. I really didn't get into protein powders, anything like that. Beef, chicken, fish, dog, chicken meat, salmon, chinchilla and sea bass, brown rice, white rice, veggies, salads, tuna fish. Same food, see, over and over and over. Pineapple, grapes, strawberry, it's all food. So that's what builds your body. All that protein powder. No disrespect to the companies that make it.
But you know what I felt when I would have a protein shake? It'd make me so full I couldn't have my meal. It would take away my desire to have
that meal.
Meat, the whole chicken or the steak or the eggs. And I felt like uncomfortable. And like you said, occasionally gassy.
Yeah, you're a little gassy.
Yeah.
Disrespect to the companies that are putting that product out there, but the product that was coming together with the Robbie Robinson supplement line, you won't suffer that. I can guarantee you. The people that are putting this product together, you won't have that problem.
Now, how can people get your supplements? Is there going to be a website you're going to put up?
It's coming soon. All details will be announced. So far, this is like the first time we come in public with this information.
Even talking about it,
you spill the beans. But yeah, there's a Robbie Robinson signature supplement like coming
and
soon.
This magnificent bust.
Oh, yeah.
Robbie, my
This is the masterpiece.
Yes.
Wow.
So you can win this. What is tell us a little bit about the statue.
With Robbie, we've been training for a while, and all these techniques, for me, it's all about longevity. I'm a trainer here in LA, and I've trained with I'm always about the OGs, the legends. So I've trained with Frank Zane, I've trained with Vince Taylor, and then Charles Glass, and I stumbled across Robbie, and there was something about Robbie that at 78, at this shape, blew my mind. So I stuck with Robbie, and I started to discover more and more. I'm like, we need to share this with the world.
Yeah.
So all these training techniques, all the nutrition that he's doing, and we filmed a 3-hour masterclass. We call it Timeless Masterclass that we just launched. And we're going to share, it's all the golden era training techniques, bodybuilding, sharing the art of bodybuilding. When you see Robbie, what do you see? You see an artist. He's an artist, and bodybuilding is his art.
Yeah. The peak of clay, I want to carve it and shape it into this masterpiece so people go like, wow, I can do that too.
So we filmed 3 hours of training, all body parts, chest, back, shoulders, abs. Actually, talking about abs, we just posted a 2-minute video of him doing the hanging leg raises with a vacuum. It exploded, 150,000 views. Wow. People are like, how? It's like skin over muscle, shredded. So all of that is in the masterclass. And also, whoever decides to join the masterclass, there's the opportunity to win the first ever Robbie Robinson trophy by doing a 90-day transformation. And the winner, we're taking participants until New Year's, so perfect time for the resolutions. And the 50% will be on the transformation, 50% will be the story. And
that's beautiful, Rob.
And
yes. I love bodybuilding. I love the art. It's such
something
a
to give
beautiful
back.
sport.
You know, for everyone listening,
I
too,
love the
like
thing.
when I started shooting all the covers and I was going to,
Mm-hmm.
Venice, and I've been 5% body fat my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Today, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, what is it? Every single day. But that's really because you set the standard for me. Like it was a reference point for what's possible. Whereas I see so many guys now look at other guys, say, oh, well, there's in season, there's out of season, and they're, saying, oh, well, I'm going to get fat, I'm going to get thick. And I just thought to myself, I remember when the first time when I shot a cover and I walked in and they were like, are you building or are you shredding? And I was like, huh? I'm doing the same always. I'm always building and developing and cultivating and making the muscle denser. And I'm always staying as lean and strong and virile as I possibly can.
Tighter, exactly.
Because it was possible for me creatively because really of you, because I saw you all year. And it's like, this guy's always like, I can do that. He can do that.
Yeah,
And then when I became friends with you, I was like, yeah, I see that. And same with you. I see you now, like, and you train, I see you training thighs, and it's just shredded quads. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I've maintained the same weight, 175 pounds, for 42 years.
That's why you still look the way you look. Tight, toned, and hard.
What I noticed, Robbie, is that my muscles more seasoned, and people look at the striations across. They go, how do you get it? Well, because staying in shape all year round. Not 3 months before, go to this extreme dieting, and like Derek, he had a magnificent physique. Who? Derek, he lost the Olympia. Mm-hmm. He was last year's Mr. Olympia. He ate like a pig.
Lunsford.
He blew up like a big...
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And then when he came to the show...
I couldn't believe it.
He washed out. There's no definement. There was no density. Like your physique, rock hard defined. He was just this mass of a person, but it didn't have that definement, the density that missing. That's a seasoned bodybuilder. And these guys think they can win a title, eat like a pig, be lazy, and then 3 months before take a ton of shit and train like a psycho. But he lost the Olympia because of that. He lost it.
He lost it, yeah.
Yeah, he lost it.
You won it the year before, and I saw the kid on stage and said, what the freak is that? What happened to the body? I could not believe it. I felt for him because you could see in him he was just devastated. I mean, you go from first to what, fourth or something like this? Come on.
I saw him at the LA Fitness Expo last January. His skin was so thick, his face was so bloated. I said to a friend of mine who was with Alex Jamal, he's going to lose. He's going to lose because he let his body go. Obviously, he's not training as hard. He ate like a slob. I mean, abusive to his body.
When we did that last time I came on your show and we talked about the Olympia before it happened, and I called it that Samson was going to win it.
Yeah,
you got to replay that
did.
clip. You got to call.
Yeah.
I just saw it. I saw that guy hit, and I saw the hunger too after him. It's interesting when we were talking also about supplements and about eating food. There was a point when I wrote a column for Bob Kennedy, like for Muscle Mag and for Reps and all those magazines, and it was a shake column. And he said, "Will you write like what you have? Because people are curious about staying in shape all year round." And I wrote and I sent it off to him, and it was like I put in there, kidney beans. I put in carrots, I put in strawberries, I put in kale, and Bill Geiger, who was with M&F and then was with Bob Kennedy, emails me back and he goes, "What's kale?" Because this is like 20 years ago, right? And I said, "Look," that's what I put in my shake. He goes, "Sebastian, nobody is ever going to put kale in their shake. And look now, baby." And we were doing this 20 years ago, right?
30 years ago.
Yeah. But I always rotated my proteins. So if I had eggs in the morning, I may have fish, or I might have steak, or I'll have salmon, or have, some kind of a white fish. The vegetables, it could be broccoli, it could be asparagus, Brussels sprouts. I needed variety. Each vegetable offered something different, right?
Bowls of that best stuff. Yeah.
And today it's changed. It's so sad, and that's why I'm glad you're coming out with the master class and get these millennials to learn what it's truly like to train like a warrior, like a real champion.
Exactly.
And maybe you'll have a chance to have a real physique, not something with all these filters. They have all these apps now. You can make abs. I saw the thing. You can make separated delts. I'm like, to me, that's misrepresentation.
Also, those, the sales products of like, it says you can get abs or you can get in this kind of shape in this many minutes a day. Like, if you're thinking about it in that way, then it's not going to work out for you. Like, this is a way of like, this is something that you say, I want to love this. It is like going to church or like going to a practice. You say, like, I'm going to give myself to this and I'm going to be in the best shape that I can be in for my whole life.
Yeah. That's exactly what what I've always wanted to be in shape all the time. Ask me to take my clothes off anytime.
Same. Yeah, same. That's right.
Show me.
That's right. Baby.
I used to
Show me. Again, I love bodybuilding. It's such a beautiful art. And it changed my life, seriously. Yeah. That was nothing I would rather do than go in the gym.
But Robbie, when did you start? What age?
Well, I was...
Well, how old were you when you first,
Probably
Muscle Magazine? What was it?
About 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah. Wow.
I was using cement blocks and a broomstick.
Wow.
Bricks. Incline bolts on brick. 2 bricks and a board on the bench press. Yes, that's how I started out.
Now, was your mom or dad into working out?
No, they had great bodies, just naturally, because of, I guess, genetics. My mother and father were just, really good, shapely people, and I think that's what it is. It's genetics. I mean, you got great genetics. I have great genetics. You got great genetics. Great genetics. It's genetic. You can have a body and build a physique on that body, but if that genetic base is not there, it's not there. You can't make it into muscle. It has to be bones, development, broad shoulders, small hips, round muscle belly. You have to have all of that. And if you're blessed with it, it's a gift. Seriously.
I mean, Sebastian has the most incredible physique, but he chose not to get into the bodybuilding competition, but to go on his own path. But he's probably changed more lives doing what he did than if he ever competed in a contest, because he's inspired people seeing him on the cover.
To look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Not always worrying about winning a trophy or winning a title.
There you go. It's like, I figure if you're going after becoming a champion, you got to do a lot of the things that you don't want to do. And that's what is out there today. They want to do all these other little things when you got to do the basics. You have to do bench presses, incline presses, dumbbell flies, dips. You have to squat, long deadlift. You have to do all these things. You have to do the long pulley row, T-row bodybuilding, but you have to do bicep. You have to do barbell curls. You have to do alternate curls. You have to do peak contract. You have to do all this. You have to do chins. Chin. The more you chin, the more lats you're going to have.
Robbie, when I first trained at Gold's Gym and I was working out with Arnold and Franco, the first few exercises we did for back was chin.
That's right.
And close grip, reverse, wide. And do you notice you go into the gym? How many people do you see doing chin-ups?
Nobody chin.
Nobody. The greatest back exercise.
Of all time.
Of all time. And they don't do it.
Totally don't. I don't want to be bothered with chins. Oh.
Yeah.
They get mourned when you say chins.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll just go and I'll just do an hour at chins, a bunch of different grips. And if I get that done, then I know I've done my whole workout, and then I'll do other stuff as a bonus.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm going to do tonight.
In fact,
I'm just going to do chins. That's it for an hour.
When I was training with Mike and Ray Metzer, Mike said the greatest bicep exercise is close grip, reverse.
You better believe it.
Amazing
you better
pump.
Believe. Yeah.
The most incredible pump.
You pull them fists together and you come down and you get up there and you squeeze all of that and lean back. Please.
Look, for anybody who's listening to that, that's where that comes from.
Exactly.
Right there,
that's
right?
what it is.
And everybody who is a professional bodybuilder
you got those hands together like
knows
that
this is his.
Oh, yeah.
And he's saying right now, that's where it comes from. So there's no excuses for anybody listening.
I mean, you got to do the rubs.
Yeah.
When I first came in Goals 1975, I remember standing outside and I was seeing all the guys and Denny Gable and like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Franco Colombo, Kenny Waller, all the guys are in the gym, Paul Grant, and it's just like, wow. Mike Katz. So they're going to say, wow, isn't that amazing? I'm going to be in there with those guys. This is me, young, 25, 26 at this point. And then when I got in the gym, the first person tested me was Kenny Waller. Where's that black guy? Big Red is in the house. That's what everybody called him. Yeah. Let's do chess. Everybody challenged me. I got the challenge from Kenny Waller. Colombo, it was chins and deadlifts. It was Arnold, leg extension, leg curl. Schwartz, Ed Corner, 20 reps nonstop. Then he fall out on the floor. People thought that was played out. No, that was for real. Yeah, I sit there and watch and count the reps. You know, I said, that's what you got to do.
Looking at guys who have been in unbelievable shape, right, their whole life. Was Albert Beckles an influence for you? Because, I mean, as a young kid, I was like, that's what you've, that torch you've carried. Like, he was just remarkable, so strong and to...
Yep. It's just models. I mean, today it's not they aren't bad, they're just not really portrayed or motivated to be those people. And I think it's very important to have that role models.
But Robbie, wasn't it true that you could walk in the gym and any of those incredible champions would work in with you at any point? Now today, they see people like us, they think we're the old past dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's old school. But what, as Spassi was saying when he posted that whole thing about myself, 153,000 people, I was, whoa. But that's what's out there. They want to learn because I have them calling me all the time. As a matter of fact, I had several appointments I had to put aside to come here to the podcast. But they want to learn. They want to learn. They're not afraid. They're starting to break off from all of that, to seeing all the guys that are passing away because a lot of them call me and talk to me about it, okay? These are young people. They're not old school people. These are young people. And they're talking about, man, I don't want to look like that. I don't want to do that. I want to look like you, okay? So they're out there. They're branching out of it, coming out of all that, to that to all the stuff that Spassi is doing and he have me doing, and that just makes a difference out there. You need the role models like yourself. Keep doing it.
Well, when you launch it, I want you both to come back, and Sebastian also, and let's really spend the whole episode breaking down what people can learn from the master class and learn the steps they can take to win that beautiful sculpture of you. And
he did a good job.
So it's open right now for everyone. They can join. They can just need to go
to
timelessmasterclass.com.
Okay.
And all the details are there. Just go to timelessmasterclass.com. And one of the secrets is also his other nickname. It says on the trophy, Mr. Lifestyle. It's been a lifestyle for 7-8 years. You don't just do it for 3 months. You do it for 7-8 years. So it has to be a lifestyle. That's why he keeps improving over time and not 3 or 2 months just to get it ready for the summer. So that's the secret. There is no secret. It's a 24/7, 365 days.
As you say, you're
lifestyle.
10 cents a 10 is 10.
You know, and you think about that like that in that secret, there's that intent. You say, where am I going to find this time in my day, no matter what? It doesn't matter if it's 5 a.m., if it's 8 p.m., if it's 9 p.m., if it's noon, this thing's going to happen. It's like if I'm traveling and I'm going somewhere, if I'm shooting a film or something, the first thing I look up is what gym am I going to train at?
Exactly.
And is there a market close by that I'm going to, then I'm going to figure out all the rest. That's all I need.
You know,
Give me my gym.
I remember the first time I went to Vince Duranta's gym.
Oh.
And he was interested.
Love Vince.
Right? And he said, okay, we're going to do 3 exercises, 8 sets each, 8 reps each.
There you go.
I want to tell you something. Remember that half moon bench for the pullover? For the flies, you had that. Amazing. I was sore for days. But he liked it. 3 different exercises, 8 sets each, 8 reps.
That's right.
And I saw the most magnificent physiques in his gym. That little hole-in-the-wall gym on Lancashire. He was a genius.
You know, the number
Total genius, man.
The number of people I see at Gold's or at other gyms shooting videos of stuff that is so unnecessary that I would never do, and then the people who are doing it don't look good. Like, you know, I seen this guy the other day.
It's sad to say that,
right?
Sebastian, but it's It's true.
This guy I see at the gym that I really like him, and he's got this huge following, and he was shooting this ridiculous exercise.
I'm trying to, and I've been trying to figure out.
He's
what's
gonna
the
spend
point.
25 minutes doing this exercise. I was like, this is like, of course people like that because they want to do that because that's easy waste
It's
of time.
easy. Yeah,
Right?
easy waste of time.
You know what I'd like to do? When you choose the winner for that bus to you, let's invite him here to talk how you changed his life forever and how you inspired him to pursue the dream of winning that beautiful bust of you.
You got
Give him
yourself
that
a deal.
exposure.
Let's do it.
You know, we'll plug everything that you have, this website or whatever domain you want us to bring it to, but give them as a perk that they will be a guest on this show.
Wonderful.
You contact Spassi. He can
Yeah.
give him
Right?
work with you with. I'll help him. Whatever I can do to help him make it a success, I'm game. Yeah, I would gladly do it.
Well, thank you, all
No
three
problem.
of you, for coming on.
I enjoyed
today.
it. Loved it.
I
Thanks for having
appreciate
us.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah.
Awesome.
This is Mike Torchia signing off. Thank you for watching Live Well and Thrive. And we really appreciate your support. And if you really have people that you care about, share this episode because you're going to learn so much from this master, Robbie Robinson, Sebastian Siegel, and Spassi. Beautiful people, beautiful energy. Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe. We need your support. Thank you.